munching on that hay. Chewing, skipping, never stays. Backyard wild, gotta play. Jumping, running every day. Grass is green under the sky. Little gray lets it all fly. Muddy paws, you don't care why. Wings of earth, the ape so high. Freedom in his furry flight. Sun and moon his only guide. No more walls, no cage inside. Little gray so wild inside. Posh and grind, he's on the move. No one's rules, he's got his groove. Nature's beat, he feels the soothe. Little gray always to prove. Under stars, under dreams. World ain't small, so it seems. Little gray's got big schemes. Life rolls on in flowing streams. Hay for breakfast, sun for noon. Stars and moonlight come so soon. Little gray under night's tune. Backyard life's a wild cartoon.
Teeny scrappy rabbit on a naughty spree. Bananas from cat pits in Korea, quick to flee. Teasing sisters jumping wild and free. Leapfrogging over Posh spice, too stealthy for me. Cookie bags crumble, Teeny hears the call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all. Tiny eyes glinting, always on the prowl. Moving through the shadows, stealthy as an owl. Captain Stash pilfered, making her scowl. Teeny's got agility, swift as a howl. Cookie bags crumble, Teeny hears the call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all. Few tons of playgrounds, Teeny roams at night. Feasting on treasures hidden out of sight. Teasing Posh spice, leaving her in plight. Adventures in the moonlight, bunny delight. Captain's fast, but Teeny never slow. Running through hay mangers, nimbly on tiptoe. Heartbeats wild in on the show. Teeny's grand adventure, give her a toy. Cookie bags crumble, Teeny hears the call. Ears twitch, nose sniff, eats it all. Planters sitting, feeling 10 feet tall. Life's a grand adventure, loving it all. Few tons of playgrounds, Teeny roams at night. Feasting on treasures hidden out of sight. Teasing Posh spice, leaving her in plight. Adventures in the moonlight, bunny delight. Captain's fast, but Teeny never slow. Running through hay mangers, nimbly on tiptoe. Heartbeats wild in on the show. Teeny's grand adventure, give her a toy. Give her a toy. floppy ears and a mischievous twitch. In the yard, she's always digging a ditch. She sneaks through with a hop and a skip, eyes wide open, just looking for a trip. Suspicious, she is not denying that fact. Playful trickster, always up to some act. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She cuddles in the sun just for a snooze, dreaming about the way she can build a nest. Her fluffy tail wiggles when she's on the go. Naughty little Dusty, always stealing the show. She's a Flemish giant with a heart so bold. Every story about her just has to be told. Dusty the rabbit, always in the know, running in circles with a gleeful glow. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She's a Flemish giant with a heart so bold. Every story about her just has to be told. Dusty the rabbit, always in the know, running in circles with a gleeful glow. Dusty, Dusty, where have you been? Rolling in the hay, making everything green. Dusty, Dusty, always so sly, with your floppy ears reaching for the sky. She cuddles in the sun just for a snooze, dreaming about the ways she can build a nest. Her fluffy tail wiggles when she's on the go. Naughty little Dusty, always stealing the show.
Donkey the rabbit munching cookies all night. Sugar rush blazing a crazy delight. Nibbling faces in a frenzied haze. Friends confused in his cookie craze. He hops through chaos in the midnight dark. Cookies in his paws, leaving a sweet mark. Face is bitten with a playful bite. Donkey's world, a funny sight. Donkey the rabbit, sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, crunching all remains. Cookies crumble, falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Chasing shadows under the moon's bright glare. Cookies his obsession, like he don't care. Friends watch in shock as he takes a bite. Donkey's love for cookies just feels right. He grins, mischievous eyes so wild. The chaos around him driving friends mild. Cookies drop, crumbs scatter in the bush. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Bite mark stories on furry cheeks. Donkey the rabbit at his cookie peak. Friends band together, a loving chase. Donkey's cookie craze never will hush. Shingle face, nibble pace. Donkey the rabbit, but sugar in his veins. Nibble on your face, nibble on your face. Cookies come, big brother falling to the floor. Donkey want more, can't ignore. Plans ignore. Donkey want more, can't ignore.
He's a rabbit that can't get enough cookies. Loves to munch, munch, munch every day. Can't get enough. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating because he's a cookie king. He would eat the cookies until he turns into a cookie himself. He's a king of eating cookies. Can't get enough of them. He will never, ever, ever stop eating them. Keep them Down to the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating the cookie. He's a cookie king. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating 'cause he's a cookie king. Donkey the rabbit, the cookie muncher. He can never get enough cookies. He never stops eating 'cause he's a cookie king. One, two, three, four.
In a kingdom far away, there's a princess named Kira, with beautiful brown locks and eyes that sparkle. Every day at twilight, she dances through the meadow with bunnies by her side as the sun starts to retire. One bunny turned to two, and two turned to a dozen. But Captain Kira's heart's forever filled with love. Her kingdom now enchanted, a ballet of soft footsteps, magical melodies carried on wings of a dove. Ballerina princess, her bunnies by her side, a twirl and a pirouette as dreams come alive. Captain Kira dances, her heart so full of bliss, in a world enchanted where love will always persist.
What did I find? Are you ready to have some nummies? Who's ready to go into the stream room and have some nummies? Oh, we're so excited. Okay, come on. Whoa. Let's grab your food, Donkers. Where's Donkey's food? Oh, there's Donkey's food. Look at this old thing. You guys remember this? In the good old days. Oh, here's my iPhone. Okay. Chat. Casey as the adopted daughter. Oh, I love it. Where's Casey? Now waiting the presence of the glorious Captain Kira, Queen of the Bunz. We got a lot of good people here. AJ in the house. Great to see all you guys. Yeah, my adopted daughter is here. I got to spend some quality time with my daughter, Kristen, trying to start Triple R. K-Dog. We're both K-Dogs. What are my Keeks, Majeeks? I don't know. You gotta remind me what my name is, Kristen Star. And what do we have for these little fellows? Oh, we have this snubbies over here. Oh, hey, we got this going on for the boys' side gang. Donkey's gonna. Oh, someone chewed a hole in the organic Modesto milling food. Oh, this is a donkey. Oh, he's just gonna eat the food right in the little hallway here. And then we gotta get the girl side gang. Oh gosh, with one hand, this platter. This is a heavy platter. Okay, I'm gonna turn it to step on you, Jabba. Oh, let's doing binkies. We're gonna do binkies because we're excited. And we're all gonna gather around the bunny table. Oh boy. Oh, it's a good day to be a Bunz. It is a good day to be a giant Bunzerino. And a Bundonka Donkerino. Oh, he's so cute. Oh gosh. He's the cutest. Yeah, I'm kind of locking you in. Sorry, bud. You can go out again after the stream, but it's a lot easier if I don't have to follow you. Oh, Donkey, you remember it's the old fancy I don't know what you call this, like the 3-tiered serving platter. I think there's probably another word for it. It's probably a fancy word for it. Yeah. Here. How is everyone? But yeah, I got to see my adopted daughter today, Keeks Majik. Wait, Keeks Majiks or K-Dog. So we got Christian China Star Triple R, ranch dressing smoothie, K-Dog. We're both K-Dogs. That's how you know we're from. That's our family name, the K-Dog family. Crystal with a K. How are you doing? Now we have the potential to have giant Bunz in 4K tonight. Because we have Crystal with a K, Crystal with a K, special K, Crystal special K. We love Crystal special K all day. It's a very good day for Crystal with a K. So yeah, we got the potential of having Crystal with a K, Krispy Kreme, Krusty Krab, Kirsty, Cookie Tillman, Kristen Star, and Kira. Yeah. Giant Bunz in 4K. Yeah, it's a Bunz feast. It's a Bunz feast. there was a cute little feast after church today in the big church basement. There were some visiting people who were very talented musicians and preachers, young people who are like training to be in the church. It was just, yeah, lots of great people. I got to sit next to K Dog Kristen's star. That was really it was very fun. And DJ Jazzy star. Yes, star. And Asia, wait, Asia? Yeah, Asia was there too. They're another star sister. And they got to ride in Captain Kira's car. I took them to their home. I know where they live now. Casey has the adopted daughter. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I never knew Giant Buns would lead me to having another daughter. You never know, guys. You never know what life is gonna bring. Let's see, who should we go visit? Who do we see? Let's go see the boys' side for a sec. I feel like I haven't petted them in a little while. Oh. So guys, what have people been up to? And AJ Punk, do you want to tell us about how your wrestling match, how that was? Sounded like you were pretty excited because I saw that you posted on the Discord, so it sounded like it was pretty fun. Ooh. Everyone is really enjoying dinner tonight. I just went to the store after I dropped off the Star Sisters. Then I had to do some house sitting, pet sitting at the Chicken Dad's house. Then I had to go to the big grocery store for some errands. And I remembered when I was at the grocery store, I actually need all the bunny food. And so I got very good prices on Giant Bun's favorites. And they seem very happy. The only thing that they were out of was cilantro, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, so Captain Cure was kind of like this weekend was really busy. And I know we still have one more day left, which I am very glad about because I feel like this weekend I need an extra day. I did not get as much done as I would have liked. Yeah, how is everyone in the chat? I'm gonna be honest. Do you do miss the old Bunz food tower? Yeah. Whoops. Okay, we're getting slightly out of focus because of the cage. Wait, but we can do this. There we go. Yeah, Donkey seems pretty pleased. It kind of suits him, having like the fancy food tower. This seems right. Um, AJ sold out show, intense matches. Last night, prayers for one of our guys. He has two. What? Oh no. He got two fractured vertebrae, like from doing the match? Like it happened live at the match? Jeez. Oh gosh, you know what? That's real. That is a real thing. Sorry, that's serious. You don't want to mess with your vertebrae. You need those. You need those intact. It really does help keep your spinal cord in place and helps to be able to move, to be upright. Oh, yeah, that's scary. I'm sorry for your friend, or yeah. Yeah, it sounds like it was intense. Um, oh my gosh, I was just remembering something that happened at church. Um, and Kristen, I don't even know if you saw this happen, but the cute, and I can't remember her name, the cute, little lady whose husband plays guitar, they're just adorable. They're just the sweetest little old people. Well, the lady was sitting right behind me, and when I sat down after a couple minutes, like, I guess it had probably been 15, 20 minutes, all of a sudden I feel someone rearranging the back of my dress and my hair very gently. And afterwards, I was like, "Thanks for fixing my dress." She's like, "Yeah, your tag was sticking out and all this." It was just so cute. The way she did it, she was just like, "I'm just gonna fix her dress. I'm not gonna bother her, but I'm just gonna go ahead and then I'm gonna rearrange her hair." It's like the cutest thing. Some people might be like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe," but I was like, "No, that's just so sweet." L1 and L2 lumbar part of the spine. He's going to be out for up to 12 weeks. Oh my gosh, yeah, rough sounds about right. Oh, well, let's just hope that he can heal. Let's hope it all works out. Um, Keeks, Majeeks, or K Dog. I made another song. You did? Oh my gosh, wait a minute. I sent the Giant Buns producer the song that you made, but I just realized something. If I download, okay, see, I really leave all the stuff up to the Giant Buns producer. It's going to become painfully obvious to you guys because he's kind of stepping back. He's just got um he has other things to focus on, and so I'm kind of taking over all of the video making, just any kind of streaming stuff. I'm going to have to figure it all out. So I guess what I can do is I can just download your song onto my computer, and then I can put it onto the VLC playlist. That shouldn't be too hard, right? I hope I can figure this out. Um, you see, did you see that she did that? It's so funny. She was just so sweet about it. And I just find the two of them adorable. I don't know much about them, but and her husband is a really good musician, and he is not a young man. I feel like they are about 90 years old or into their 90s. You know what I mean? They are, you know, I really respect that. They're just out there living life, and he is every service that I've been to, he is up there playing the entire time. Um Donkey made an apology video about the whole statue donkeys, the whole statue donkey statue. Did he really? That was very big of him. And very mature, you know? I think, he's worried about his PR, his image. He doesn't wanna come off as just a face ripper, or statue abuser, statue knocker over. The statue donkey situation, yeah. Um, KCS, he adopted. I haven't posted the other song in the Discord yet. I have to, fix some of the lyrics on the song I just made. Hey, well, and you know what? That of the first song that you made, Bunz Gone Wild, Bunz Gone Wild, your lyrics are awesome, Kristen. You fit so much stuff that is, like, perfectly specific to Giant Buns in there. It was like, I just was so touched. I was like, and like, really, thrilled with it. So, good on you, you know? Um, I mean, it does truly make me sad that the Giant Buns producer, is moving on to, like, other stuff, but, But it's gonna be kind of fun in a way to see who wants to maybe other people wanna be like mini producers, you know? Oops. To this just opens the door for other people to get involved and I don't really like change. I kind of liked all the stuff the Giant Bunz producer was doing, but look, Donkey, he has a microchip. He has a Bunz link tip. So I mean, he's already pretty much he was controlling everything to begin with. Um, and who knows, maybe he will force the Giant Bunz producer to do more. But I think lately Donkey has been like really super chill about it, and it's allowed the Giant Bunz producer to like take on all kinds of other stuff. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do, Donkey? You should have gotten on him more, you know? But it is big. Look at this big ball. So funny. Jaslyn, DJ Jazzy Star, she loves Posh so much. And you know what, Kristen, honestly, I actually thought about bringing you guys back to the house before I brought you home today, but I wasn't feeling well. My gosh, look at her. Not be over. But I haven't been feeling well, and I didn't have the Bunz room quite ready for you guys. But you know what? Had I been feeling better, I have had like a back spasm thing that's given me kind of like a tension headache today. Had I felt better, I would have just brought you guys over. But we're gonna have, I think, let's see here. I think I'm gonna have you guys over on Wednesdays, what we spoke about, but that possibly may need to be changed because I think I am having a family Zoom call with it is my dad's birthday on Wednesday. So I want to make sure, and the thing is, if my brother cannot be a part of the call on Wednesday, then we will have to reschedule my dad's birthday call. But if he can, I may have to either cancel the stream or bump the stream a little later. And so I think that might make it too hard to have you guys over on Wednesday, but I'll just let you know. I'll get in touch with my brother tonight and see when he can do it. But yeah, you guys are definitely gonna come over. Um, one of the guys had his mother-in-law's grandfather in the audience. Yesterday was his 92nd birthday. He came up to us and was uh tackling you or heckling you. Tells me you ain't. Oh, that's so funny. I thought you said tackling and heckling. Oh, that would be really funny if 92-year-old man tackled you. There are some nowadays that probably could. I mean, I have okay, so one of my friend's moms just turned 90 the other day, and she's like definitely by far the youngest of all the kids. So I think, her mom was old, quite a bit older when she had her, but yeah, her mom turned 90 and it's you can't even believe that her mom is 90. Her mom like flies all over the place. She's like does all her chores and errands by herself. She'll be like, "Oh yeah, I drove to 5 places today and got all this stuff done." And then I'm just like, "My gosh, she is like a force of nature and she's 90." So I don't know, guys. I think 90 is like the new 60. You know what I mean? She just seems like she's just okay, yeah, no, everything's normal. I'm just doing all kinds of stuff that I always have to do. And oh, Teeny's allowing. Oh, Teeny, your tail, you're getting a longer tail like the rest of the bunnies. Oh my gosh, Teeny, let me pet her tail. Not anymore. Not anymore. Oh, Kristen, what? I think I am dying again, Keeks. No. We do not like any part of that statement. Donkey Bot will continue the work of the producer. Ooh, work, work. Um, my dad was saying I was talking to my dad today, and he was like, AI is going to take over all the lower level jobs. Got to have multiple graduate degrees nowadays to be competitive in the job market. I mean, you know what? Thing is, he's probably not all that far from the truth, but it's a little depressing. It was a bit of a downer. He's basically saying no one's going to have a job because of AI unless they're like super duper specialized, you know? Which I get it. I get it. But he's encouraging everyone to get like graduate degrees and you know, there's nothing wrong with red. There's nothing wrong with it. So, I mean, it's not like I have a problem with that concept, but it just makes me worry all the more about the AI stuff. I'm already kind of anxious about the whole thing. You know, it's just happening so quickly. Right, Posh? Look at that long dog tail. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Oh. Wait, Mikey and you're um this is a little bit late for you, but I'm very happy to see you. Hello. You what pity you don't understand. You take me by the heart when you take me by the hand. You're so pretty, don't you know it's true? It's guys like Mickey. What you do, Mickey, do, Mickey. Oh, my heart, Mickey. Okay, sorry. That was with an unwarmed up voice. Yeah, I mean, for Mickey to show, especially to show up a little bit later during the stream, thank you for being here. That's really means a lot. I have been repeating this song for the past 3 hours. You mean the song that you're writing, Kristen? Aw, all the bunnies seem really happy today, and I'm glad that they do seem happy because I feel guilty. You guys, it was so pretty here, and I didn't get them outside. I just didn't feel well enough, and I kinda ran out of time because I was away from the house for a while, and they can't be left outside alone. It's just a little too risky. Um, but yeah, Kristen, I really hope that you get your health under control. Oh, this is another thing. I Krispy Kreme doesn't seem to be in the chat yet. But if you are Crispy, I forgot about this. I remembered it earlier because I told Kristen about it, but I want, if at all possible, I want Kristen, Asia, and Jaslyn to come with me to a hip hop dance class that Krispy Kreme has been trying to get me to go to for like months. I want us all to hip hop dance together. And I also want to get Kristen into running. She could start out with walking if she wants, but I think I need a running partner and a hip hop dance partner to go with. So look out, folks, because you may get some pictures of Kristen and Krispy Kreme, Kristen Cheyenne Star Triple R, and Kira, and DJ Jazzy Star, and possibly Asia if she wants to be in a picture too. But I think that you could see all of us hip hop dancing. Soon everyone will have a cookie. Yeah, well, guess what? I have a cookie box. The 3 cookie boxes arrived in the mail today. Well, UPS. I have already opened one up. It is ready to go, and I think we will be serving cookies very soon. I'm glad you said that, Woody Woodland Loops. I can't believe I don't think of cookies when I just look at you in the chat. No, I am listening to a song on my laptop because my phone won't let me play my music, and I have been listening to the same song for 3 okay, it's a bit obsessive, but if it's, sometimes you run into a song you like a lot. 3 hours, I think I would hate the song and never wanna hear it again. That's me, but, I mean, when I'm learning to play a song or especially if I'm learning to play it on a guitar, I mean, yeah, it could take a couple hours, you know, on the same song, but, hey, whatever floats your boat. Right, Delph? Right, mama? The song is "All I Need" by Faith Soul. Oh my gosh, when you said "All I Need" okay, guys, you wanna hear an oldie? Oh gosh, who is the guy who did the song? All I need is just a little more time to be sure I feel. Is it all in my mind? 'Cause I know. Wait, what I need? Wait, 'cause you're all I need. The stars are out tonight, and they're always shining bright. 'Cause it all wait, something feels so right, but it's all wait, all I need, mm, is just a little more time. That song was used, like, on a soap opera, you guys. It was part of, like, a soap opera story, and the soap opera star guy sang it, and it ended up becoming, like, a huge top 10 radio hit. Delphine, yeah, she is. This song has a nice beat, and you can dance to it. No. But yeah, I am very curious about what would happen in this hip hop class with let's see, Triple K, Kira, Kristen Crispy, and then Jay, and then Jaslyn and Asia. So yeah, I think it could be pretty crazy. And I don't know how many people are in the class, but it could be that we're like half of the class, just our group. But yeah, I want to get in touch with a friend of mine manages that dance studio, so um I think I'm gonna call ahead and just say, hey, I think I'm gonna bring a group of people in. Yeah, Mama Delphis, she's pretty happy. Let's see, it's 8:31. Is it? Do we want to do cookies yet? Crystal! Oh my gosh. Crystal and I are marching to the beat of the same drummer, General Hospital. What's his name? Is it Jack Wagner? Jack Wagner? Wait, that just came to my mind, Jack Wagner. And I also listen to the song "Grow" by Face Soul, and I also listen to that song for, like, 5 hours. Yeah? Is it just kinda uplifting? Does it inspire you? Does it make you feel, like, calm and, like, hopeful? Like, is it just, positive, like a positive thing. Day 6 of looking for funky bun. Oh my gosh, I love the picture. You guys, did anyone else see the picture? I think it was in the animal channel in, just my Discord that, Daniel put on there. It's like of 2 fawns. If you know Daniel, at first I only saw 1 fawn, and then the second time I looked at that, I was like, "Oh, yeah, there we go." There were 2, but yeah, that was super cute. Hopefully, my mother lets us go. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. It's you know what? It's not a big deal. I'm gonna be dancing. Originally, I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how many days I'm dancing already with ballet. Last week was that was a little it was a bit of a rough start, but I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready now. I think all the soreness has faded. I just had to build my calf muscles up again and my feet muscles, foot muscles. Jack Wagner. Oh my gosh. Haven't heard that name in a minute. I am going to run. You're gonna runway? You're gonna be a runway model? Kristen, you have the attitude to be a runway model. I think you would rock as a runway model. Ooh, she's a little runaway model. Just a little runaway model. Me going to run and run. I want you to run with me, Kristen. Run with the buns. Fun run with the buns. For us, Dorian, our beloved giant buns historian. He's just driven in his DeLorean from Lothlorien, while dressed as the Mandalorian and singing along to chants Gregor with his very nice accordion. And when he gets home, his lovely girlfriend, who happens to be Salvadorian, she'll get the marshmallows out and the graham crackers and the chocolate, and she will make some lovely Samorian. The girlfriend of Prestor. And the watch giant Buzz sit on the couch and gradually fall asleep. And be a snowman with our dear Presto. Right, Dunkers? His side eye doesn't miss a thing. Oh, he does look like he's falling asleep because he binkied all around the house. He was very cute, and he was following me around like a puppy dog. Yeah, Prestorian says, "And never come back." Ah, I'm going to run away. My big self has to wear a dress tomorrow for the zoo. To the zoo? Wait, why do you have to wear a dress to the zoo, Kristen? I mean, oh, wait a minute. Tomorrow, it's not a school day. So my question is this: if you have to wear a dress, does this mean that you're going with Sister Stephanie to the zoo? Oh, I think it will be a beautiful day to go to the zoo. So you're finally going to the zoo. Wait, this is kind of a big deal because hadn't you never been? Sorry if I'm revealing secrets, but won't this be the first time that you've gone to the zoo? DonkeyBot has wheels, so you can run with him. Are you Daniel? It really sounds like you're gonna make this DonkeyBot. There's a lot of details that are emerging that sound very specific. Like, this sounds like there's blueprints and everything. you're gonna go to the zoo with Christy. Oh, awesome. Awesome. She just seems like a really, no, I just get such nice feelings from Christy. She seems like a really nice person. Your cousin? Well, so is your cousin gonna go too? That was an accidental waffle cone reference. Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. That moment is coming back to me now. Christy is Wait a minute, that's scary. Do you mean, like, you know I mean, I still think she's gotta be super nice, but just does she get, it sounds like she just tells you maybe to do stuff, like wear the dress. But just think of this, here's the kind of something I think about. You can wear jeans and a t-shirt any old day, right? Just getting stuff done, working around the house. But when you go out into public and you're wearing, um, a skirt or a dress, I'm just telling you, it is more lovely looking, and it's just it actually contributes to the beauty that people see, and you don't necessarily see it yourself. I mean, yeah, you could look in the mirror, but and maybe it makes you feel good if you like wearing what you're wearing, but it really does add to, like, the whole world in a way. In your own little way, like, um, you're just adding some beauty, and it's just, I just think it's nice, and think about this too, little kids and babies even love to see pretty people wearing pretty things. They tend to stare at, oh, there's like animals or flowers or some kind of print on your shirt or your dress, or that people do it does make a difference, you know scary, scary like a clown or a big oh, this girl. Oh, she had to take a power nap. She had to take just a teeny nap, just a teeny tiny nap. She's gonna run away like the Bon Jovi song. Ooh, she's a little runaway. That was a big hit. It's an iconic song because I mean, the fact if you can come up with that tune in your head instantly, that was a big you've heard it a lot on the radio, right? The last time I wear a dress in public, I got made fun of. No, thank you. Kristen. Okay, listen. Of all the people I know, you seem the least likely to care about someone making fun of you. You know? You gotta channel, what do I keep telling you? You need to channel your inner Aretha Franklin vibes because you are such a strong force of nature personality. You have such sass. Ver You're very original, no one else is like Kristen, Cheyenne Stark, Triple R. You gotta rock whatever you wanna wear and not worry a thing about it. Believe me, I mean, it's I think you looked super cute in that dress that I saw you in today. You just have a beautiful face, you have awesome hair, and the dress really sets your beauty off. So I think you should wear the dress, and I think people will well, if anyone makes fun of you, like, why? That doesn't even make sense. They probably see that you look so much better than they do that they're like, they feel threatened. That's usually what that where that comes from. 2 b oh, I see, 2 babies, but you didn't see the Funky Bones mom. Oh, yeah. It's funny, sometimes they'll leave their babies kinda hidden, which those 2 babies were, they were kinda hidden in the brush, and then the mom will go off and eat, find some food somewhere else. I noticed that they tend to do that. Where's Virginia? Virginia has not been around in a minute. Yeah, I miss Virginia. She's been one of our OGs. And, like and Virginia and Crystal and I could probably reference so many of the same things. Because Crystal knows the same kinda stuff that I always am like that I associate with, like, Virginia knowing. So if the 3 of us could get on here together, ooh, we would be having a good time. Um, the last time someone made fun of me was at school, and I kind of called him fat, so well, there you go. If you can dish it out, then you gotta take it, right? Yeah. Okay, you guys, Kristen handed me a little mini Reese's peanut butter cup with a dollop of mustard on it during the party, the after church party, social time, whatever, fellowship time. This is the kind of stuff that happens to Captain Kira in public. Kristen Cheyenne Star, um, let them try smack talking me. I'll make them cry. Okay, better yet, Kristen, this is my command to you. When you're at the zoo in your dress, you are gonna channel AJ Punk vibes. Did you hear what he said? Let them try smack talking me. I'll make them cry. See, Kristen, that is Kristen's energy right there. And she tells me she's worried about wearing a dress in public because she was made fun of once. Kristen, with your attitude, girl, you can handle it. Banana, Mr. Weast, banana, banana, Mr. Weast, banana, banana, Mr. Weast, banana, 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 na, Mr. Weast, banana split. Yeah, yeah, says Teeny. You doing, Mr. Weast, banana? AJ Punk is gonna open up a can of whoop Stone Cold Style. Ooh, yeah, yeah. We're gonna send the punk in. They're gonna get punked. They're gonna get punked in a way they don't wanna get punked. They're gonna get punked around, they're gonna get punked up and down, side to side, and, he's gonna punk kick 'em. There's the punt kick, and then there's a punk kick. Peeling punks. I tried giving you a Reese's with mustard on it, like, 5 times. Yeah, wasn't I not even aware of the other 4 times? That's very like me. You're just sitting being tired? Yeah. I was doubting. I was actually talking to the Giant Bunz producer before the stream, and he was like I was telling him, I'm like, "I've been in pain all day, and I had to do all this other stuff, and then I'm tired." And he was like, "You're not gonna stream." He's like, "There's no way you can stream." And I was like, "No, I'm gonna stream." But I was feeling like that, Wes. I was just sitting there like I was like, "Oh boy, I gotta get it together." But yeah, the Giant Bunz producer was trying to be nice, and he was like, "You don't have to stream." He's like, "You shouldn't," I was like, "You know what? I gotta feed the bunnies." And I don't wanna disappoint people. I like hanging out with you guys, and, having said that, I think I actually feel better talking with you guys. You know what I mean? It fills me with good feelings. It's not like stress. It's, it's just yeah, that you know what? That tells me I love our streams, you guys, because even when I'm not feeling my best and my energy is a little low, these streams still make me very happy. So that's good. Poor Kira. Yeah, I know. Thanks. I mean, I feel sorry for me too. Because what happens with me is if I have so like today this whole past week, as you guys probably remember, was my first week back with the ballet season and a bunch of other things that I do. And plus, I'm starting to do a little bit more consistent pet sitting. So I had all of that happen this week. And you know what I mean? Like it's just was a little too much for my stress levels. So I think it kind of built up, and today was the day where my body was just like, "You know what? You need a day to rest." So I think what I'm gonna do is tomorrow, I will try to be more chill. Like, I'll try not to do too much, and if I don't mind doing a lot at home. Like, I can hopefully get a lot done at home, but I just don't wanna, like, run around and have to do, like, a ton of things, I'm gonna have to do my pet sitting job tomorrow, but I'm gonna try to focus on my home, and the buns tomorrow, and I think that should be good. Keeks Majikster K-Dog, you scare me. What? Oh, you said I scare you. Uh, Kristen, I mean, if I scare you, um, I don't know. I mean, you know what? That's kind of fascinating, but I'm kinda confused. You are probably drinking a lot of yerba. I've been drinking a ton of yerba West because 'cause I've been, like, you know what I mean? I've been overextending myself. Well, plus I haven't been getting that much sleep. I've been getting up at 6:30 all week, and I was being a lazy bones before that, but you know what? I felt good being a lazy bones. But now that I'm pushing myself, probably have to go to bed a little earlier. Is 2 a.m., not a good bedtime? I am still eating Reese's with skipping that, 1984, do you guys wanna hear it? AJ, let's do it. Would you count a watch as a phone? Yeah, that Apple Watch thing, yeah. Oh, Kristen, Kira's not scary, she's so sweet, she wouldn't hurt a fly. This is also true. I'm so curious. Jack's drink. Oh, the yerba? Yes. Kristen is to mustard what Winnie the Pooh is to honey. I know. Who wants mustard to be their honey pot, the mustard pot? Everyone scares me. Oh, hmm. At least you're honest. I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. Guys, I'm gonna grab my drink and I have to grab my battery pack because the phone is starting to poop out that I'm using for the camera. So let me grab those things. Look at this girl. She's getting sleepy. Oh, baby girl. It's baby mama. The beloved mother of the buns. Sweetest girl on the whole planet. Mama Dell. But yeah, AJ, I am so happy. I did not read 1984. I waited for you. And yeah, it was a good thing. It was a good thing. I think I read it last night. Hold on, forgetting. I don't think I did. You got my battery. Set this camera up. And oh, there's my drink. So I think what I'll do, maybe I'll go over to Donk. Oh boy, I wish this dress had bunkers. Do you want me to go see you? Well, you know what? Maybe the boys. I don't spend as much time with the boys' side gang. Some I don't spend enough time with them. So let's go. Let's hang out with these guys. We got Sluggy Pants sitting here. Got Dusters being super cute. So how am I going to do this? I've got a cord on this phone charging it. Oh boy. Sluggo, did you promise me that you won't eat the cord? You don't really like the people. Wait, I don't really like people. I also don't like talking to people. Reminds me of the song David Bowie sang, "I'm Afraid of America." I don't remember that one. Um, yeah, right now, there's definitely some Americans to be afraid of. You like that song? I was afraid I was petrified. Dogs are more fun to chill with than most people. True. Can be very true. Can never go wrong with dogs. Okay, let me get. I'm gonna pop up 1984. Aha, here we go. So it says that I am at chapter 7 now. Is that correct? I think it is. Right. Chapter 7 of 1984. Oh, Dusty's climbing on me. If there is hope, wrote Winston, it lies in the proles. If there was hope, it must lie in the proles only there is, because only there in those swarming. Wait a minute. Hang on. Why is my camera? What second? My camera working? Now it's like not vertical. Okay, there we go. Because only there in those swarming, disregarded masses, 85% of the population of Oceania, could the force to destroy the party ever be generated. The party could not be overthrown from within. Its enemies, if it had any enemies, had no way of coming together or even of identifying one another. Even if the legendary brotherhood existed, as just possibly it might, it was inconceivable that its members could ever assemble in larger numbers than twos and threes. Rebellion meant a look in the eyes, the inflection of the voice, at the most, an occasional whispered word. But the proles, if only they could somehow become conscious of their own strength, would have no need to conspire. They needed only to rise up and shake themselves like a horse shaking off flies. If they chose, they could blow the party to pieces tomorrow morning. Surely sooner or later it must occur to them to do it. And yet, he remembered how once he had been walking down a crowded street when a tremendous shout of hundreds of voices, women's voices, had burst from a side street a little way ahead. It was a great, formidable cry of anger and despair, a deep, loud "Oh, oh, oh, oh," that went humming on like the reverberation of a bell. His heart had leapt. It started, he had thought. A riot. The proles are breaking loose at last. When he had reached the spot, it was to see a mob of 200 or 300 women crowding round the stalls of a street market, with faces as tragic as though they had been the doomed passengers on a sinking ship. But at this moment the general despair broke down into a multitude of individual quarrels. It appeared that one of the stalls had been selling tin saucepans. They were wretched, flimsy things, but cooking pots of any kind were always difficult to get. Now, the supply had unexpectedly given out. The successful women, bumped and jostled by the rest, were trying to make off with their saucepans, while dozens of others clamored round the stall, accusing the stall keeper favoritism and of having more saucepans somewhere in reserve. There was a fresh outburst of yells. Two bloated women, one of them with her hair coming down, had got hold of the same saucepan and were trying to tear it out of one another's hands. For a moment, they were both tugging, and then the handle came off. Winston watched them disgustedly, and yet, just for a moment, what almost frightening power had sounded in that cry from only a few hundred throats? Why was it that they could never shout like that about anything that mattered? He wrote, "Until they become conscious, they will never rebel, and until after they have rebelled, they cannot become conscious." That, he reflected, might almost have been a transcription from one of the party textbooks. The party claimed, of course, to have liberated the proles from bondage. Before the revolution, they had been hideously oppressed by the capitalists. They had been starved and flogged. Women had been forced to work in the coal mines. Women still did work in the coal mines, as a matter of fact. Children had been sold into the factories at the age of 6. But simultaneously, true to the principles of doublethink, the party taught that the proles were natural inferiors who must be kept in subjugation like animals. Do you hear that? Like animals? Um, like animals by the application of a few simple rules. In reality, very little was known about the proles. It was not necessary to know much, so long as they continued to work and breed like their other activities were without importance. Left to themselves, um, like cattle turned loose upon the plains of Argentina, they had reverted to a style of life that appeared to be natural to them, a sort of ancestral pattern. They were born, they grew up in the gutters, they went to work at 12, they passed through a brief blossoming period of beauty and sexual desire, they married at 20, they were middle-aged at 30, They died for the most part at 60. Heavy physical work, the care of home and children, petty quarrels with neighbors, films, football, beer, and above all, gambling filled up the horizon of their minds. To keep them in control was not difficult. Few agents of the thought police moved always among them, spreading false rumors and marking down, oh gosh, spreading false rumors. That sounds like all these internet things that fly around these days. And marking down and eliminating the few individuals who were judged capable of becoming dangerous. Hmm. But no attempt was made to indoctrinate them with the ideology of the party. Hmm. It was not desirable that the proles should have strong political feelings. All that was required of them was a primitive patriotism which could be appealed to whenever it was necessary to make them accept longer working hours or shorter rations. Oh my gosh, you guys, does this sound familiar to anyone? What's going on these days? Primitive patriotism, which could be appealed to whenever it was necessary to make them accept some new thing. Wow. and and even when they became discontented, as they sometimes did, their discontent led nowhere because being without general ideas, they could only focus it on petty, specific grievances. The larger evils invariably escaped their notice. The great majority of trolls did not even have telescreens in their homes. Even the civil police interfered with them very little. There was a vast amount of criminality in London, a whole world within a world of thieves, bandits, prostitutes, drug peddlers, and racketeers of every description. But since it all happened among the proles themselves, it was of no importance. In all questions of morals, they were allowed to follow their ancestral code. The sexual puritanism of the party was not imposed upon them. Promiscuity went unpunished, divorce was permitted. For that matter, even religious worship would have been permitted if the proles had shown any sign of needing or wanting it. They were beneath suspicion. As the party slogan put it, proles and animals are free. Winston reached down and cautiously scratched his varicose ulcer. It had begun itching again. The thing you invariably came back to was the impossibility of knowing what life before the revolution had really been like. He took out of the drawer a copy of a children's history textbook, which he had borrowed from Mrs. Parsons, and began copying a passage into the diary. In the old days, it ran, before the glorious revolution, London was not the beautiful city that we know today. It was a dark, dirty, miserable place where hardly anybody had enough to eat, and where hundreds and thousands of poor people, no boots on their feet, and not even a roof to sleep under, children no older than you, had to work 12 hours a day for cruel masters. For cruel masters who flogged them with whips if they worked too slowly and fed them on nothing but stale bread crusts and water. But in among all this terrible poverty, there were just a few great big beautiful houses, that were lived in by rich men who had as many as 30 servants to look after them. These rich men were called capitalists. They were fat, ugly men with wicked faces, like the one in the picture on the opposite page. See that he is dressed in a long black coat, which was called a frock coat, and a queer, shiny hat shaped like a stovepipe, which was called a top hat. This was the uniform of the capitalists, and no one else was allowed to wear it. The capitalists owned everything in the world, and everyone else was their slave. They owned all the land, all the houses, all the factories, and all the money. If anyone disobeyed them, they could throw them into prison, or they could take his job away and starve him to death. When any ordinary person spoke to a capitalist, he had to cringe and bow to him and take off his cap and address him as Sir. Chief of all the capitalists was called the king, and before he knew the rest of the catalog, but he knew the rest of the catalog. There would be mention of the bishops in their lawn sleeves, the judges in their ermine robes, the pillory, the stocks, the treadmill, the cat o' nine tails, the Lord Mayor's banquet, practice of kissing the Pope's toe. There was also something called um, the Jus Prime Noctus. I don't think I said that right. Which would probably not be mentioned in a textbook for children. It was the law by which every capitalist had the right to having trouble reading this because of yours. By which every capitalist had the right to sleep with any woman working in one of his factories. How could you tell how much of it was lies? It might be true that the average human being was better off now than he had been before the revolution. The only evidence to the contrary was the mute protest in your own bones, the instinctive feeling that the conditions you lived in were intolerable and that at some other time they must have been different. It struck him that the truly characteristic thing about modern life was not its cruelty and insecurity, but simply its bareness, its dinginess, its listlessness. Life, if you looked about you, bore, bore no resemblance not only to the lies that streamed out of the telescreens, but even to the ideals that the party was trying to achieve. Great areas of it, even for a party member, were neutral and non political. A matter of slogging through dreary jobs, fighting for a place on the tube, darning a worn out sock, cadging a saccharin tablet, saving a cigarette end. The ideal set up by the party was something huge, terrible, and glittering. A world of steel and concrete, of monstrous machines and terrifying weapons, a nation of warriors and fanatics, marching forward in perfect unity, all thinking the same thoughts and shouting the same slogans. Perpetually working, fighting, triumphing, persecuting. 300 million people, all with the same face. The reality was decaying. Dingy cities where underfed people shuffled to and fro in leaky shoes, in patched up 19th century houses that smelt always of cabbage and bad lavatories. He seemed to see a vision of London, vast and ruinous, city of a million dustbins, and mixed up with it was a picture of Mrs. Parsons, a woman with lined face and wispy hair, fiddling helplessly with a blocked waste pipe. He reached down and scratched his ankle again. Day and night, the telescreens bruised your ears with statistics, proving that people today had more food, more clothes, better houses, better recreations, that they lived longer, worked shorter hours, were bigger, healthier, stronger, happier, more intelligent, better educated than the people of 50 years ago. Not a word of it could ever be proved or disproved. Party claimed, for example, that today 40% of adult pros were literate. Before the revolution, it was said, the number had only been 15%. The party claimed that the infant mortality rate was now only 160 per thousand, whereas before the revolution it had been 300, and so it went on. It was like a single equation with two unknowns. It might very well be that literally every word in the history books, even the things that one accepted without question, was pure fantasy. For all he knew, there might never have been any such law as the jus prime noctus, or any such creature as a capitalist, or any such garment as a top hat. Everything faded into mist. The past was erased. The past was erased. The erasure was forgotten. The lie became just once in his life he had possessed after the event. That was what counted. Concrete, unmistakable evidence of an act of falsification. He had held it between his fingers for as long as 30 seconds. In 1973, it must have been. At any rate, it was at about the time when he and Catherine had parted. But the really relevant date was 7 or 8 years earlier. The story really began in the middle 60s, the period of the Great Purges in which the original leaders of the revolution were wiped out once and for all. By 1970, none of them was left except Big Brother himself. All the rest had by that time been exposed as traitors and counter revolutionaries. Goldstein had fled and was hiding no one knew where. And of the others, a few had simply disappeared, while the majority had been executed after spectacular public trials, at which they made confession of their crimes. Among the last survivors were three men named Jones, Aronson, and Rutherford. It must have been in 1965 that these three had been arrested. As often happened, they had vanished for a year or more, so that one did not know whether they were alive or dead, and then had suddenly been brought forth to incriminate themselves in the usual way. They had confessed to intelligence with the enemy. At that date, too, the enemy was Eurasia. Embezzlement of public funds, the murder of various trusted party members, intrigues against the leadership of Big Brother, which had started long before the revolution happened. The acts of sabotage, do not eat my power cord, Dusty. The acts, it's knocking my phone. Busters, what did you do? Um, okay. Intrigues against the leadership of Big Brother, which had started long before the revolution happened, and acts of sabotage, causing the death of hundreds of thousands of people. After confessing to these things, they had been pardoned, reinstated in the party, and given posts which were in fact sinecures, but which sounded important. All three had written long, abject articles in the Times, analyzing the reasons for their defection and promising to make amends. Sometime after their release, Winston had actually seen all three of them in the Chestnut Tree Cafe. He remembered the sort of terrified fascination with which he had watched them out of the corner of his eye. They were men far older than himself, relics of the ancient, almost the last great figures left over from the heroic days of the party. The glamour of the underground struggle and the Civil War still faintly clung to them. He had a feeling, though already at that time facts and dates were growing blurry, that he had known their names years earlier than he had known that of Big Brother. But also, they were out enemies, untouchables, doomed with absolute certainty to extinction within a year or two. No one who had once fallen into the hands of the thought police ever escaped in the end. They were corpses waiting to be sent back to the grave. There was no one at any of the tables nearest to them. It was not wise even to be seen in the neighborhood of such people. They were sitting in silence before glasses of the gin flavored with cloves, which was the specialty of the cafe. Of the three, it was Rutherford whose appearance had most impressed Winston. Rutherford had once been a famous caricaturist whose brutal cartoons had helped to inflame popular opinion before and during the Revolution. Now, he's licking his little earful. His little mouth. Donkey, listen to story. Oh my gosh. Why does he have to be so cute? He's a great white dog. He's a great white dog. Yeah, yes. Sorry guys, we have to take a little donkey break. What's that? It's too cute. The looky lick. He's the looky lick. I know you're gonna get a little bunny. You can get his bunny stuffy. Oh yeah, I gotta get you bunny stuffy. He's a cute sweet boy. He takes care of his plushies. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Look at this. Cutest boy in the world. I love you. Okay, wait. Oh, and my phone just turned off. Okay. Rutherford had once been a famous caricaturist whose brutal cartoons had helped to inflame popular opinion before and during the Revolution. Even now, at long intervals, his cartoons were appearing in the Times. They were simply an imitation of his earlier manner and curiously lifeless and unconvincing. Always they were a rehashing of the ancient themes: slum tenements, starving children, street battles, capitalists in top hats. Even on the barricades, the capitalists still seemed to cling to their top hats, an endless, hopeless effort to get back into the past. He was a monstrous man with a mane of greasy gray hair, his face pouched and seamed with thick lips. At one time, he must have been immensely strong. Now his great body was sagging, sloping, bulging, falling away in every direction. He seemed to be breaking up before one's eyes, like a mountain crumbling. It was the lonely hour of 15. Winston could not now remember how he had come to be in the cafe at such a time. The place was almost empty. A tinny music was trickling from the telescreens. The three men sat in their corner, almost motionless, never speaking. Uncommanded, the waiter brought fresh glasses of gin. There was a chessboard on the table beside them, with the pieces set out, but no game started. And then, for perhaps half a minute in all, something happened to the telescreens. The tune that they were playing changed and the tone of the music changed too. There came into it, but it was something hard to describe. It was a peculiar, cracked, braying, jeering note. In his mind, Winston called it a yellow note. And then a voice from the telescreen was singing. Under the spreading chestnut tree, I sold you and you sold me. There they lie and here lie we, under the spreading chestnut tree. The three men never stirred, but when Winston glanced again at Rutherford's ruinous face, he saw that his eyes were full of tears, and for the first time he noticed, with a kind of inward shudder, and yet not knowing at what he shuddered, that both Aronson and Rutherford had broken noses. A little later, all three were rearrested. It appeared that they had engaged in fresh conspiracies from the very moment of their release. At their second trial, they confessed to all their old crimes over again with a whole string of new ones. They were executed, and their fate was recorded in the party histories, a warning to posterity. About 5 years after this, in 1973, Winston was unrolling a wad of documents which had just flopped out of the pneumatic tube onto his desk when he came on a fragment of paper which had evidently been slipped in among the others and then forgotten. The instant he had flattened it out, he saw its significance. It was a half page torn out of the Times of about 10 years earlier, top half of the page so that it included the date, and it contained a photograph of the delegates at some party function in New York. Prominent in the middle of the group were Jones, Aronson, and Rutherford. There was no mistaking them in any case. Their names were in the caption at the bottom. The point was that at both trials, all three men had confessed that on the date they had been that on that date they had been on Eurasian soil. They had flown from a secret airfield in Canada to a rendezvous somewhere in Siberia, and they had conferred with members of the Eurasian General Staff, to whom they had betrayed important military secrets. The date had stuck in Winston's memory because it chanced to be Midsummer Day, but the whole story must be on record in countless other places as well. There was only one possible conclusion: the confessions were lies. Of course, this was not in itself a discovery. Even at that time, Winston had not imagined that the people who were wiped out in the purges had actually committed the crimes that they were accused of. But this was a concrete evidence. It was a fragment of the abolished past, like a fossil bone which turns up in the wrong stratum and destroys a geological theory. It was enough to blow the party to atoms. If in some way it could have been published to the world and its significance made known. He had gone straight on working. As soon as he saw what the photograph was and what it meant, he had covered it up with another sheet of paper. Luckily, when he unrolled it, it had been upside down from the point of view of the telescreen. He took his scribbling pad on his knee and pushed back his chair so as to get as far away from the telescreen as possible. To keep your face expressionless was not difficult, and even your breathing could be controlled with an effort. But you could not control the beating of your heart, and the telescreen was quite um, delicate enough to pick it up. He let what he judged to be 10 minutes go by, tormented all the while by the fear that some accident, a sudden draft blowing across his desk, for instance, would betray him. Then, without uncovering it again, he dropped the photograph into the memory hole, along with some other waste papers. Within another minute, perhaps it would have crumbled into ashes. That was 10, 11 years ago. Hmm. Today, probably, he would have kept that photograph. It was curious that the fact of having held it in his fingers seemed to make hmm, seemed to him to make a difference even now, when the photograph itself, as well as the event it recorded, was only memory. Was the party's hold upon the past less strong, he wondered, because a piece of evidence which existed no longer had once existed? But today, supposing that it could be somehow resurrected from its ashes, the photograph might not even be evidence. Already at the time when he made his discovery, Oceania was no longer at war with Eurasia, and it must have been to the agents of East Asia that the three dead men had betrayed their country. Since then, there had been other changes. Two, three, he could not remember how many. Likely, the confessions had been rewritten and rewritten until the original facts and dates no longer had the smallest significance. The past not only changed, but changed continuously. What most afflicted him with the sense of nightmare was that he had never really, hmm, um, he had never clearly understood why the huge imposture was undertaken. The immediate advantages of falsifying the past were obvious, but the ultimate motive was mysterious. He took up his pen again and wrote, "I understand how. I do not understand why." He wondered, as he had many times before, whether he himself was a lunatic. Perhaps a lunatic was simply a minority of one. At one time, it had been a sign of madness to believe that the earth goes round the sun. Today, to believe that the past is inalterable. He might be alone in holding that belief, and if alone, then a lunatic. But the thought of being a lunatic did not greatly trouble him. The horror was that he might also be wrong. He picked up the children's history book and looked at the portrait of Big Brother, which formed its frontispiece. The hypnotic eyes gazed into his own. It was as though some huge force were pressing down upon you, something that penetrated inside your skull, battering against your brain, frightening you out of your beliefs, persuading you almost to deny the evidence of your senses. In the end, the party would announce that two and two made five, and you would have to believe it. It was inevitable that they should make the claim sooner or later. The logic of their position demanded it. Not merely the validity of experience, but the very existence of external reality was tacitly denied by their philosophy. The heresy of heresies was common sense. And what was terrifying was not that they would kill you for thinking otherwise, but that they might be right. For after all, how do we know that two and two makes four, or that the force of gravity works, or that the past is unchangeable? If both the past and the external world exist only in the mind, and if the mind itself is controllable, what then? But no, his courage seemed suddenly to stiffen of its own accord. The face of O'Brien, not called up by any obvious association, had floated into his mind. He knew, with more certainty than before, that O'Brien was on his side. He was writing the diary for O'Brien. To O'Brien, it was like an interminable letter which no one would ever read, but which was addressed to a particular person and took its color from that fact. The party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. His heart sank as he thought of the enormous power arrayed against him, the ease with which any party intellectual would overthrow him in debate, the subtle arguments which he would not be able to understand, much less answer, and yet he was in the right. They were wrong, and he was right. The obvious, the silly, and the true had got to be defended. Truisms are true. Hold on to that. A solid world exists. Its laws do not change. Stones are hard, water is wet, objects unsupported fall towards the earth's center. With the feeling that he was speaking to O'Brien, and also that he was setting forth an important axiom, he wrote, "Freedom is the freedom to say that 2 plus 2 makes 4. If that is granted, all else follows." Okay, I believe. Okay, that was all of chapter 7, you guys. Let's go. I'm gonna go back to the chat. I missed you guys. Okay, wait. Oh, there we go. There's the chat. Myself has to wake up at 6 a.m. Oh, there's a whole lot going on here. Go to bed early. Yesterday, I forgot to feed my 3 dogs. They chased me around the house, and then one of my dogs bit my foot and then took my food. Your dog yells at you when I look at him wrong. That's cute. Dogs, yeah. You don't like your dogs? They're weird. Weird dogs. I am donkey. Melatonin is something mild that can help us sleep. True. I eat like 4 of the melatonin gummies. They don't work. Oh. Well, doctors can usually help when needed. You seem like an anxious sort. Yes. Ooh. What about the tea I gave you, Kristen? You want to try it tonight? Try to have a cup of that when you go to bed. The anti-stress tea that I gave you. It's got good sleepy stuff like lavender and other things. Thank you, Kira. Oh, I'm AJ. Glad you're still here. We got 7 people at the end of story time. That's awesome. I text you, Kira, on Discord. Yeah, I saw it pop through, but I couldn't really read it, because I was reading the book. But thanks, dear. Wait, you know what? I think I can look at it now that I'm not reading. This is part of the drawing. Ooh, wait, let me see. Oh my gosh, you got my mountain laurel humming. Oh boy. Oh, that is so awesome. And I see my name. Kristen is so talented, you guys. Very few things that she cannot do. Totally love that, Kristen. I'm very impressed. I really used you really used one? You saw a picture of a mountain laurel? Yeah, I cannot believe your mountain laurel are they're complex little flowers, they're very geometric and they're very beautiful. Kristen commissioned another piece of artwork for me. She was asking me what she should draw. So very cool. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed chapter 7 of 1984. We're making some progress through this book. We're going to be starting chapter 8 tomorrow. Very exciting. I'm loving this book. I need one more thing to draw for you on it. Okay. So I told you hummingbird, mountain laurel, flying squirrel. Did you get the flying squirrel? And bats. So how about either the wait, okay, I can't remember what you put on there now. I think there was a hummingbird on there already. Great story time with the Bunz. Thanks, Crystal. I'm so happy that we get to read this together. Thanks for being here, Crystal. And everyone else who stayed for the book. I was a little worried that we were losing most of our folks when I would read. But tonight we have 7, and that's awesome. That is so great. So I really like reading to you guys and good stuff. Thanks for being here, everyone. I'm gonna say good night to Hewlin Mod. Hewlin Mod, my main man Mod, and his Miss Lucy Goosey. Much love. You have to draw the bat and scroll. Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Kristen. Thank you for being here, Kristen. It was great hanging out with you today earlier and your siblings. They're all sweeties. Love all of you guys. I'm glad I know where you live now so I can come over at any moment. Um, much love to Crystal with a K. Much love to AJ Pop, to Weez Banana Na, do do be doo doo. Much love to Prestorian, the famous giant buns historian. Did I say much love to AJ Punk? Much love to Mr. Woody Woodland Loops. You know him, you love him. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm gonna hand out cookies now. Let's end this with cookie time. Does Dusty like cookies? Dusty, do you like cookies? Where's Gwynnie? Gwynnie like cookie? Cookie? Is here. Cookie? Winnie, do you like cookie? Cookie? Oh, he's totally waking up. Cookie? Do we like cookie? Winnie, cookies came in the mail today. Cookie time. Cookie, cookie, cookie. But yeah, did I forget anyone else? Historian. I think that was everyone. Thanks for being here, guys. Let's do cookies. Yeah. Oh, they totally know that I said cookie. They are on the cookie patrol. Oh boy. Okay, guys. 1 cookie. 2 cookies. 3 cookie. 4 cookie. Okay, wait. 5 cookie. 6 cookie. 7 cookie. 8 cookie. Oh, Sluggy. He's always there. 9 cookie. Oh boy. Right, guys, I think I will, well, we can do a closing song. I'm gonna put the phone, um, like this. How's that? Well, okay. Let's see. Hopefully that'll work, and we'll do a closing song.
It's a funky party, just you and me. Under the stars, they share a little bite. Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. They share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share. Hey. Funky Bones, don't you bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah, Kira's got the apples open wide. Coming close, just a nibble, don't be afraid. No afraid, look at them dogs. Funky Bones, don't you hide. Oh yeah, Kira's got the apples. Funky Bones, Funky Bones. Oh yeah, it's a funky party, just you and me. Hey, hey,
Under
the stars, they share a little bite. Yeah, Captain Kira and Funky Bones feeling right. With every step, the friendship grows. A funky connection, everybody knows. Now every night, when the moon is high, Kira's in the yard, Funky Bones nearby. They share a moment in the cool night air. Funky kind of magic only they can share. Funky Bones, Funky Bones, don't you hide. Kira's got the apples open wide. Share a moment in the cool night air. A funky kind of magic only they can share.
Little gray munching on that hay, chewing, skipping, never stays. Backyard wild, gotta play, jumping, running every day. Grass is green under the sky, little gray lets it all fly. Muddy paws, he don't care why, wings of earth, he aims so high. Freedom in his furry flight, sun and moon his only guide. No more walls, no cage inside, little gray so wild inside. Posh and Gwynnie, he's on the move, no one's rules, he's got his groove. Nature's beat, he feels the soothe, little gray always to prove. Under stars, under dreams, world ain't small, so it seems. Little gray's got big schemes, life rolls on in flowing streams. Hay for breakfast, sun for noon, stars and moonlight come so soon. Little gray under night